Hey, what's up? Today we're diving into a topic that's probably been on your mind if you're on a fitness journey. It's body fat percentage. We'll explain what it means, why it matters, and who should pay attention. Let's get started. Before we jump in, let's understand what body fat percentage is. It's a proportion of your body weight that comes from fat tissue. It's important to know that some fat is essential, but overall, too much excessive fat can lead to various health issues and diseases. So what are the healthy levels of body fat in men and women? According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, there's a healthy body fat percentage based on your age. For people aged 20 to 39, women should aim for about 21 to 32% body fat. Men should have 8 to 19%. For people 40 to 59, women should fall in between 23 to 33% and men should fall around 11 to 21%. Maintaining a healthy body fat percentage is crucial for overall well-being. It's linked to reduced risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and even different forms of cancer. It also plays a big role in hormonal balance and in energy levels. So who should pay attention to body fat percentage? While body fat percentage is important for everyone, it's even more important for, let's say, athletes or bodybuilders or someone with a specific fitness goal. However, it's important to know that it's not all about appearance. It's about optimizing performance and health. Ideal body fat percentage varies based on your goals. It's also a little bit different if you're a man or a woman. For men, around 10 to 20% is considered healthy. For women, 18 to 28% is considered healthy. Athletes might aim for a lower percentage, but remember, extreme levels can be unhealthy. One good and maybe the most extreme example is professional bodybuilders or show bodybuilders. They get down to about 5% of body fat when they compete. But just know that the second the competition's over, they allow themselves to gain more fat again. 5% is not good for you, it's not healthy, and it's not sustainable. So when you see them on stage, know that these are professionals. They look great, but they can't keep that up and they don't want to. So that's a good example. So here's a pretty interesting chart from the American Council of Exercise. And when we look at women, you see that they have different categories where you should be as an athlete. If you're into fitness, what's acceptable and what's considered obesity. You can see that in men, it's a little lower than in women. Here's another chart from Beth Israel Lahey Health Winchester Hospital. That was a long name. For ideal body fat percentage based on age. Here you see women and here you see men. As you can tell, men carries a little lower body fat as we get older as well. Like I mentioned, different athletes and different sports might require different body fat percentages. Endurance athletes, like a marathon runner, will most likely carry around less body fat or a lower body fat than, let's say, a strength athlete. If you're a weightlifter, there's no need to get down to 8% of body fat. It's all about the strength and the performance. And that's what it really is in every sport. It's about performance. Which body fat do you need to optimize the performance? Also keep in mind that your metabolism and hormones change with age. So your body fat will change with age. So we just have to accept that we can't be 25 or stay 25 forever. One big question that I'm getting a lot, and I'm sure that you thought about if you're physically active, you're training, and you're into fitness. What percentage of body fat should I have to build the most muscle mass? Well, there's good data and science that supports that 10 to 20% of body fat is ideal for men and about 5% higher for women. Just know that everyone's different. There might be a few out there that can build optimal amounts of muscle mass at 9% of body fat or at 25. The problem that I see with going too high in body fat while trying to gain strength is that your cardiovascular system will give out before you're repping out. So you might only be able to do 7 reps of that lunge instead of 10 because your cardio is not holding up. You're out of breath. So that's why it might be good to not go too high in body fat. But hey, everyone's different, so it might work for somebody. Body fat percentage and nutrition. You probably already know this. If you haven't, maybe watched one of my old videos and you see that I talk about this a lot. When it comes to fat percentage or fat loss, it all comes down to nutrition. Yes, training helps, but it all comes down to nutrition. So if you are carrying a little too much body fat, it's all about nutrition. You want to make sure to be in a caloric deficit. You want to eat less calories in a day than what you're burning or spending. So that means eating a little less protein, fat, and carbs than what you're spending in a day. And I'm really big on staying pretty high on the protein because that's the building stones of muscle and tissue, and lowering the carbs and fat, which is the fuel for the body. So when I go on a diet and I want to lose a few pounds of body fat, I lower my carb and fat intake and I keep the protein more or less the same. But that's just me. There's also many different ways you can measure body fat. If you got someone who's really good and educated with a caliper, that's an excellent way of measuring your body fat. The problem I see with calipers out there is it's so easy to get it wrong. You need to be very educated and you really need to know what you're doing when you're measuring with a caliper. So overall, it might not be the greatest option, but if you got someone skilled who are doing it, then it's definitely a good option. Maybe the most common thing nowadays to measure your body fat is one of those smart scales or an apparatus that you're holding that sends out an electric signal to measure body composition or fat. And those are not very accurate. I say it again, those are not very accurate, not the greatest, but they are good when it comes to tracking progress. So you can use them for that. Just know that your 18% might not be 18%. There are various methods of measuring your body fat, from calipers to bioelectrical impedance scales, DEXA scans. Just know that there's pros and cons with each method. DEXA scans are fairly expensive. The caliper is cheap, but it's really easy to get it wrong. You got to be really skilled if you use a caliper. But I would say, rather than focusing on the number, track progress and see your progression from week to week or month to month, depending on when you measure. So that's how I would do it. So if you want to lower your body fat percentage, I got some advice for you. Number 1, balanced nutrition. Focus on a well-rounded, balanced diet that includes lean proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, and a variety of fruit and vegetables. Avoid extreme diets and restricted eating patterns that aren't sustainable. I always use the 17 out of 20 method, where I make sure that 17 out of 20 meals are on point. They're clean, they're healthy, they're good. 3 out of 20 meals, I eat whatever I want. So with a method like that, you can eat food that you like. You never have to fail. If you want to learn more about my nutrition and fitness methods, check out my app. You might know that I have a training app with all my superhero programs. But did you also know that I have a nutrition guide? The guide includes healthy tips, grocery shopping lists, and daily eating plans. Number 2, caloric deficit. To lower body fat, you generally have to consume fewer calories than you expect. However, aim for a moderate calorie deficit to ensure that you're still getting the nutrients that your body needs. Number 3, portion control. Be mindful of portion sizes to avoid overeating. Pay attention to hunger and fullness cues and try to eat slowly. One thing that I do to control my portions is to use my fists. So when I have lunch and dinner, I eat about a fistful of protein, a fistful of carbs or fat, or a combination of both, and 2 fistfuls of vegetables. And that's a good starting point. After a while, you can adjust if needed. Number 4, stay hydrated. Drinking plenty of water can help control appetite, support metabolism, and improve overall health. Number 5, strength training. Building muscles increases your metabolic rate and contributes to a leaner body composition. Number 6, cardio. Include cardiovascular workouts like jogging, cycling, swimming to burn calories and improve cardiovascular health. High intensity interval training can be very effective for fat loss, and that's why I include it in almost all my programs. Number 7, protein. Prioritize protein-rich foods like lean meats, poultry, fish, and beans. Protein helps preserve muscle mass and supports fat loss. Number 8, sleep quality. Aim for about 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Poor sleep can disrupt hormonal balance and hinder fat loss efforts. Number 9, stress management. Chronic stress can lead to weight gain. Engage in relaxation techniques like meditation, deep breathing, yoga to manage your stress effectively. Number 10, consistency and patience. Remember that consistency is key. Sustainable changes over time are more effective than drastic short-term measures. Losing body fat takes time. Avoid crash diets or extreme measures that promise rapid results, as they often lead to rebound weight gain. Prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. Focusing solely on aesthetics can lead to negative thoughts and behaviors. Celebrate non-scale victories and be proud of the progress that you're making along the way. Keep in mind that the goal should always be to keep a sustainable and a healthy approach to fat loss. Extreme measures can come with health risks and are usually not maintainable long term. It's important to find a balanced approach that supports your overall well-being. Remember, aesthetics is not everything. Your health and performance should be your main priority. Achieving a certain body fat percentage should not compromise your overall well-being. There you have it, a guide to understand body fat percentage. Whether you're an athlete or someone who's looking to stay fit or get fit, knowing your body fat percentage can give you some valuable insight on your health and performance. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. Until next time, stay healthy.